Peeking that, Dakota.
So,
hat backwards tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the Josh Line Team Podcast. I think we're sticking with that for the name.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I think so.
Yeah, we're so glad you guys can join us. We want to give a quick shout out to Josh's mom.
Thanks,
'Cause,
Mom.
we
Hi,
haven't done
Lorinda.
that in a while. Lorinda, huh?
Yeah. Appreciate you.
But we have a special episode today, you guys. We want to welcome our good friend, Josh Benedict. Josh, how are you, my man?
Doing great.
Nice, man.
Happy to be here.
So, I just met Josh today. We're
We're close,
the best
though.
of friends.
You
Yeah.
guys hadn't met before?
No, we've met before.
Have we?
I remember.
Oh, well, now I just feel like an idiot, so that's great.
Yeah.
It's all good.
She meets a lot of people. He's very famous.
Oh, no.
He's
That's-
really famous.
That's accurate.
Oh, you guys are the worst.
It's factual.
Anyways, it's not about me today. It's about our good friend Josh. Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing? Why did we invite you here?
Yeah, appreciate it. So,
It's as far as good
first
looks.
off, no clue.
It's definitely his good looks. Yeah, I mean,
It's a long flowing hair, which I don't have, hence why I wear a hat.
It's a weave. It's all good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. No, I've been a financial advisor for going on 17 years here in Northern Colorado, and got to know Josh and Dakota over the last few. That brings me here.
nice. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And it's a little small and a little nice, but we appreciate you.
It's
appreciate having
intimate.
you.
That's the word.
We also are in-laws.
Intimate.
You did not go over that.
My bad. Yeah. So, Josh and I have pets that are
Brothers.
Oh, okay.
brothers.
I mean, Josh looked really offended, so I was like, "Wait, how are you guys in-laws?" But no, that makes sense.
Well, and it's,
Walter and Charlie.
and they're not even. They're from different litters, even too.
Bro.
But same parents.
Whoa!
Same mama.
Same parents.
I also love that you guys named your dogs like old timey names, like Walter and Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was going to go with Wally, just for Wally the Green Monster, but that didn't
I'm
happen.
not sure what that is.
That is the Red Sox mascot.
Oh, that's why no one
Nobody
cares.
cares.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
How about them Cowboys?
I think we're winning right now, right? As we record this, absolutely. No, but so Josh, not you, Josh. We're not talking to you today. Okay, just if I say Josh, just
I'll
ignore
just
it.
sit in the
Shut
corner.
up over there.
Yeah.
I'll
You
sit
could
in the
say
corner.
JB.
So
Call me
financial
JB.
advisor. Okay, so I used to work in a bank actually with Josh. We had a couple of financial advisors there, obviously, but honestly, I have no idea what that is. Can you tell me a little bit more about what a financial advisor does?
Absolutely. There's a lot of people out there that carry the financial advisor moniker,
Yeah.
so to speak. So, but my definition of it has to do with being a fiduciary. So fiduciary just means I am legally obligated to make recommendations that are in your best interest only.
That's awesome.
And if not, I can be sued in a court of law. So there's a lot of people that hold themselves out as advisors, but they don't carry the ramifications
Gotcha.
that I do. Yeah.
And so what company are you with? Like, are you by yourself? or-
Sure. So I hang my license with Prudential Advisors.
Okay.
But we are what we call open architecture in the industry, which means we can represent virtually anybody out there in terms of money management, insurance products. So we're not tied to one company.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's probably why you get along with these guys kind of well, right?
That's right.
So how did you guys end up meeting? Us, Josh. This question at this point.
Oh, well, we actually got introduced by a mutual friend, just, good people introducing other good people. So we actually went out to lunch at Rock Bottom. I wore basically the same attire, and Josh
You
was
had
probably,
Red Sox gear on. You had a Red Sox T-shirt, but also shorts.
But same attire. Oh, you're not
Yeah.
right. And Josh was probably Josh Benedict was probably like, why am I meeting this dude? But now we're buddies, so there's that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any intertwining when it comes to like helping customers out? Like, how does that work out? With like the lending, I mean, granted, it is two different industries, and I definitely know that. But I'm sure that there's some way you guys could benefit from, or people can benefit from both of you guys.
Right, and can I fill this one?
Please.
Perfect. So, I mean, yes, it's intertwined. I mean, Josh can help you with future planning and things along those lines. But one thing I love about Josh is he's very pro real estate, where some financial advisors are not. Where he and I have sat down many times, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. We probably meet once a month just to kind of go over things. This is what I want to do for the investment side, but also, hey, I want to possibly buy another investment property. So what can I do with my money where it's not just currently sitting in a bank where, I mean, as we see right now with inflation, you're losing a lot of money if you're not investing it. So we came up with kind of a game plan of what can I do to help facilitate my money growth so I can have a larger down payment on a house. So I think we work very well together and are very intertwined. but also we can have different goals, and he can give folks a lot of different products to plan for future and retirement, because obviously you need to be diversified and not just have all your money in real estate or all your money in the stock market.
Yeah, that's fair. Anything you want to add on to that?
I would piggyback off what Josh said. In essence, I'm trying to develop full-scale financial planning for folks. So not only taking into consideration what they have saved, what they have invested, but also rental properties. I'm a huge fan of real estate as a long-term investment strategy. So using some of the software that I've got at my disposal and the team of certified financial planners that I work with, we can plug everyone's assets all together, basically integrate and aggregate what they've got currently invested and invested in the future, see how all of those accounts work together to reach their financial goals.
Nice. So how would you, I'll be very honest. I'm not a planner. I'm not a person who saves for that matter.
Way.
I mean, as you can tell, I wing everything I do for the most part. But I mean, obviously, as the older I'm getting, the more I'm looking into just like having those securities of just, at that point where maybe I can't do music or I can do the media stuff. Like, how would you
be able to do music?
I don't know, man. I mean, fingers work for to a certain amount.
That
Voice works to a certain amount. Things like that.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, just do some Barry White the whole time. Just be a Barry White cover artist.
That's right.
Actually, I would love to do that. But no, I mean, like, how would you approach someone who, like me, who maybe might not have the education or the knowledge or the reasoning behind actually going into investing or putting your money into something that's going to be more secure for later on in the future?
Absolutely. Great question. You are not unlike most of the clientele that I work with. So
Gotcha.
Most folks are professionals in one aspect of life or another. So folks like Josh and Dakota, experts at developing mortgage strategies for folks, but maybe they don't necessarily want to be experts at funding a Roth IRA or projecting what future revenue is going to look like based on all their aggregated accounts. So that's where folks tend to rely on me for expertise, where they can say, okay, I've got assets, now I want a roadmap. And I'd like to glimpse into the future a little bit, as much as we can do. Not that we have a crystal ball, but just to develop a blueprint, a track to run on, so that when you get to that retirement red zone where you're 5 to 10 years out from retirement, you're comfortable with your plan.
Very cool, man. Yeah. I mean, because... Yeah, go ahead. You're going to say.
Oh, I was just going to ask, because a lot of people don't plan for retirement and that sort of thing. So what, if you do start speaking to people about, what is the overall game plan? Like where do you start? How do you get started in that?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, it comes down to a risk tolerance or risk assessment. So each investor is different. I've got clients that are in their 50s that are set your hair on fire, aggressive with investing. And then I've got clients in their late 20s, early 30s that are very conservative. So it starts with building a strategy around goals and objectives, time horizon, and risk tolerance, and then figuring out, okay, if I'm a more moderate investor and I've got 20 years to plan for, how do we get there? What sort of investment per month or per year does that take?
And so can you set goals with your clients? Like say somebody comes to you and they're 35 and they say, hey, I want to retire at 55. Can you set those parameters and say, okay, well, if you want to get to that point, here's what we have to do. This is how much you have to invest every month. This is how much you have to continue growing, your portfolio in order to make that happen.
Absolutely. I work with a team of certified financial planners, and that's what we do, is develop financial plans. So they're about the size of a family Bible. They're thick. Yeah. It takes a lot, about 20 hours of work per plan.
That's crazy,
but extremely comprehensive.
Well, yeah, and I think it's crazy. I mean, I don't know, like it's someone who has never really looked into just investing. I can imagine that even just like the idea of doing that is just like the biggest like step, I think, is just having patience.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like, it's my money, I want it now kind of thing. Like, it's probably a terrible example of what I'm trying to say, but it is absolutely one of those things where I'm sure patience is like, I mean, it is a virtue at that point, right? Like,
Dakota, we're the best type of investors.
You're either dead or you forget that you have it. Am I right? Is that a wrong thing?
Right, you put together your plan, you put it in there, and then you're like, all right, let's chill.
Let's chill. Yeah, I mean that's the way that it kind of works. This is a question for you. So I think a lot of
boxers or briefs,
especially in 2020, a lot of came out where people like on Reddit and those kinds of things. People were telling you like, oh hey, let's buy stocks in AMC and let's just jack this thing up and YOLO the heck out of everything that we have.
That's the most millennial thing we've done.
I know.
For sure.
I know. So what would you say the benefits are of working with somebody who is licensed and certified to do so versus just doing Robinhood and throwing money into whatever you want to do at a certain time?
I'm sorry.
No, it's a good. I mean,
It's a great question, but it's just
For the average user, it's a great question.
my
You're
mom.
100%.
How's your Robinhood account going? Sorry, go ahead.
I let it go. I'm using Charles. I talked to Chuck.
Yeah, great question.
Mom voice. I'm sorry.
So, sad to say, most financial plans are not super exciting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we call it kind of being brilliant at the basics, where you're all about the fundamentals.
Yeah.
So you get to be a good baseball player or a golfer by practicing and drilling your swing and just getting good at hitting a 100-yard gap wedge. So it's not necessarily, you're not throwing darts and
Hoping something
just
sticks.
catching fire.
I'm loving all these sports analogies too.
Thank you.
It works for me, okay?
I'm not insulting. I'm just saying, like, I get it now.
I mean,
I get investing. You put everything into sports analogies, I get it.
and then you play like a champion today and things work out.
Please use curling as a reference. Go. No, I'm just kidding.
You got a broom, use your broom.
Broom super hard.
I don't know. That's traumatizing from my childhood and waiting for my mom to get home,
Oh, geez.
Last minute chores. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, sorry. That's totally out of topic. That's not bad.
Though, back to your question, it's not necessarily anything earth shattering. It's just being disciplined, staying in your lane, and trusting professionals.
And going back
look
to
out for
you either forget that you have your investment or you're dead because it's the long game with
Correct.
investing, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
how do you answer the misconception of maybe people saying like, well, they don't like the person that you're working with doesn't care about your best interests. It's more about like someone who watched like The Wolf of Wall Street or like watch these movies that kind of like make it seem like as if people that are working in that aspect aren't really kind of caring for what they're doing. Granted, that might not be the same aspect of what you're working with, but
Absolutely.
I mean, it's one of those things where I can understand why people don't trust other people with their money, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And that kind of 80s, 90s category where you're looking at that Leo,
Yeah.
that character.
I mean, let's be real, that was a good movie.
It was a fantastic movie. I'm a little too young for that era.
No, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think people don't understand that. Just like with the mortgage industry, like there has been like an evolution towards maybe stopping less of that happening. So
And
you
that's The
look
Big
at
Short if you go watch that movie.
or Wall Street with Michael Douglas, right?
Right.
So those movies were all based upon individual stock investing.
Yeah.
The latest stock tip, Zillow's down a huge amount recently.
Zillow is trash, just
Right?
like Quicken or Rocket.
There you go.
I'll throw that out there.
For
Sorry,
any
please continue.
competitors of Velocity.
Yes,
They
all
all
trash.
suck.
But yeah, so I guess like how is it like how do you kind of like tell people like hey like this is like we're trying to help you out.
Absolutely.
Like,
Just like Velocity, just like these guys to my left and right, it's all about relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a trust factor. So I'm 17 years in on my career. I can meet with you and say, gee, we're feeling each other out here. I'm going to get to know you. You're going to get to know me, and we're going to see if this works out.
So you actually like put the time and effort even before like making those decisions with them to just actually get to
100%.
know them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I honestly think we live in a world now where it is like trusting as someone is extremely difficult, and the best way to
Right.
do that, I believe, is definitely building those relationships through, just meeting the person, getting to know them. I mean, I know you guys deal with that all the time.
It's the
and
most
just-
important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's awesome, man.
How do you
It's-
feel about crypto?
Oh wow. All right.
I own it. It goes up and down every day. When I buy it, it goes down. So I call these guys and I say, I just bought it. You're going to want to buy tomorrow.
Right. It's like me when it's like me washing my car. It never fails.
It's
dude.
going to rain.
Every single. I should probably start washing my car more often because we need snow. Like that's,
we really need some snow.
so yeah, I'll wash it tomorrow. Okay, just you guys are welcome.
We would appreciate that.
But to honestly answer your question, it's a legitimate asset class. So any person in my industry that says it's garbage, it's bunk, it's here today, gone tomorrow, I think is lying.
What's the number one thing that you enjoy about your job?
Meeting people and getting to know people on a deep relationship
yeah,
basis. So the folks that I'm working with now, I want to be working with in 20 years.
That's
so
awesome.
it's, when the phone rings and I see that number pop up on caller ID, I'm not like, I'm going through a tunnel.
Yeah.
It's as people you want to talk to, people
That's
you want to
very
have
cool.
That's why he
coffee
never
or a
answers
beer
my
with.
phone calls.
He's always going through a tunnel.
He's always in a tunnel.
Oh, I blocked your number, man.
Oh, is that what it is? Dang it.
You have a separate voicemail just for you that makes it sound so sincere, huh?
I guess I mean, for the folks who would watch this, is what would you give just as basic starting point?
Just ignore that. Don't worry about it.
Apparently, we're stopping.
No, it's okay. Keep on going. Keep on going.
So, a basic starting point from an investment standpoint.
Let's say I've never invested. I don't know what to do. I come to you and like, hey, what? I know you started like risk standpoint, but like,
absolutely,
what is just kind of the best advice you could give someone?
Sure.
Or just probably just coming to talk to you would be my guess.
So we wouldn't even start out the conversation with a risk analysis. We would talk about what is a stock, what is a bond,
what's a stunk,
what's a stonk. Stonks only go up, right?
That's what it was in 2020.
Guys.
That's why so many people got into
Reddit. It's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a picture of my dog the other day, and it's like all memes and my son. It's like
what a world we live in right now.
It's crazy,
memes
man.
in your phone than actually like your kids.
Oh yeah, you take a screenshot of it, send it to your buddies, and forget it's there. Yeah,
but you, just like these guys, you get so into your industry, you assume everybody has the same knowledge base. that you
absolutely.
do.
No.
So when I first meet with someone, I say, "Gee, nice to meet you. Before we get started, what questions do you have for me?
That's awesome.
What's your overall understanding of investing in general?"
No, for sure.
And so that gives me a good gauge of where this person's coming from.
Yeah.
So my background, I grew up with a mom that cleaned houses, still does that at late 60s. Not a ton of financial education in my household. It was just, a mom and a stepdad that were working super hard to put food on the table.
Yeah. No,
Didn't learn a lot about finance in high school, but started learning in college. So now my whole goal is to be an education source for people.
Expand that for people. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I think that's important.
So meet them where they are and help out.
That's
so
very
help
cool,
develop a plan.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here. This has been really fun.
I've had a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, this is a wild dinner and dinner, drinks, and podcast. It's
what we
fun.
do.
So
Every third Thursday.
Every third Thursday, yeah, for sure. But thank you so much, man. Anything you want to tell, leave it with the listeners or the viewers?
Wait, where can they get a hold of you?
Yeah,
all that good stuff.
Information.
Absolutely. The internet is a good place to start.
So TikTok, MySpace.
Yes,
AOL
I'm big
Messenger.
on MySpace. It's me and Tom are still hanging in there with MySpace.
He actually has Tom's
only
portfolio,
friend.
I think. Which Tom, we don't know. But
Tom's killing it. I looked him up. He's doing fine. So
he still has the whiteboard, you guys.
Yeah, you can
God, we hope.
Right? That's what's saving us, man, right now. It's the algorithm in the background. Sorry, I didn't. I'm I read this whole time.
You
That's my
could
bad.
Google Josh Benedict Prudential cell phone.
That's PRUDENTIAL.
That's right for you.
Because I suck at spelling, so it's even better.
Doesn't the internet do that for you?
No.
You can just talk in your phone. That you talk to text.
Yeah, Siri, I think her name is, right?
Siri. Yeah, she's a sweet lady.
I think it's Sarai.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Like I said, we do this every once in a while. In the meantime, we hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day, the rest of your week, the rest of your evening. Next time we'll catch you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye, beautiful people.
Bow, 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 bow.